right, so good morning, everybody. Welcome to Mindful Morning Glow. My name is Kristen, and we are going to get right to it today. So just to make sure that you have everything that you need, make sure that you have your clear designated floor space or a mat. We're going to be using a blanket today. If you need blocks or if you know that flexibility is kind of a push for you, grab either yoga blocks or some pots with similar heights. If you have any limited flexibility, if you have any blood pressure issues, pre or postnatal, any of that stuff, just grab a chair without armrests as an option. So now's a great time to press play on that playlist that we gave you this afternoon or this morning. It's in the morning. Or you can practice in silence, practice with any playlist that you like. But the recommended playlist is kind of perfect for today. So get all that set up and then take a seat up on a blanket or towel, and then start to close your eyes. Let's take a few centering breaths. For those of us who had to go grab anything else, any of our other props, we'll just take a few breaths for them. And even though we're separate, knowing that we're all coming together to work through this practice together. As you breathe in, feel your eyes either resting to a halfway point or all the way closed. And as you feel your breath start to move into the body, let the breath find the bottom of the lungs. Feel this sensation of filling the lungs from the bottom all the way up to the top. And as you exhale, release your jaw with an H-A. Really let that exhale out. Inhale again. Find the bottom of your lungs. Feel the breath fill all the way to the top. As you exhale, H-A. Keep moving in and out. In and out. Finding the rhythm, finding that breath. So it's pretty early in the morning. And most of us, I imagine, are still pretty close to sleep, still pretty close to being quiet. Even those of us with young children, the morning is still this liminal space where you're not quite into the day, you're not quite into the night. So for the next 45 minutes, we're going to move with that energy. So letting yourself move slowly, letting yourself move carefully, and letting the breath be the motor, be the generator for each one of your movements. Take another deep breath in. And exhale. Slowly open the eyes. Slide your hands off to the side. And with your eyes being very soft, your gaze being very soft. Inhale to reach your arms out, up and overhead, and slide your gaze high towards the ceiling. As you exhale, float the hands down and very carefully trace the gaze back down into your lap. So we're working with our gaze here. Inhale to open the arms, stretch through your fingertips, reach high, look up towards your ceiling. Just wave to any spiders you see up there. Exhale, float your chin back down towards your chest. Looking back towards your lap, and just keep moving with this motion. Keep moving with your breath. What we're doing here is starting to wake up your eyes. And we're doing that by allowing the eyes to slide really slowly. So you may notice this is a lot easier in the morning than it is later in the day. So in the morning, we haven't received as much information. We're still kind of waking up, so work with that. Notice that smooth line of your gaze. Deeply breathing in, deeply breathing out. Feeling your arms start to gently light up. With this slow, repetitive motion up and down. Next few times that you breathe in, try to find that final sip of air. Reach your fingers just a little bit higher. Feel your lungs expand just a little bit more before exhaling, deeply releasing the arms down. Feeling gravity guiding your arms down. Finding that sip of air at the top and listening to gravity, working with gravity as you exhale all the way into emptiness. One more time. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. Pause for a moment, let your arms rest. Let your chin guide in towards your chest. Feel the back of your neck expand. Again, the next time you breathe in, arms out, up and overhead, looking high to the ceiling. This time, keeping your left arm lifted. Exhale to lower just your right arm. Looking towards your left fingertips. Take an inhale. Press down through your left hip, reach high through your left fingertips. On the exhale, press your right hand against the mat, slight bend at the elbow as you gently reach your left fingertips over. And keep rooting your left hip down. Your left hip is going to want to travel with your fingertips. So find the root at the base of your hips. And as you inhale, slowly feel this center part of the trunk of the body expanding inch by inch, centimeter by centimeter, as you gently creep your left fingertips over towards the right. Take another deep breath in. As you exhale, look down towards your right hand, lower your left hand towards your right, and slowly glide your left hand along the floor. Feel the texture, feel the slow movement. Chin into chest, inhale to roll back up. Your next breath in, reach your arms out, up and overhead. Keeping your right fingertips lifted, this time exhale to lower your left hand down. Look up towards your right fingertips, root down through your right hip. So preparing, another breath in, reaching high through the fingers. As you exhale, slowly tilt your right fingers over to the left. Again, notice that hip, it wants to travel. Keep pressing the hip down. Imagine your roots gluing your hip down towards the floor. As you inhale, feel that slow opening, centimeter by centimeter, through the side of the body, as your fingers keep reaching over towards the left. Take another deep breath in. As you exhale, lower your right hand down, glide your right hand along the floor in front of you. Doesn't matter what your posture is, just feel into this slow movement. Hands on either side. On the inhale, lift the head up. Now we're going to braid those movements together, working with the breath, so finding your own inner metronome now. Inhale, reach your arms out, up and overhead. Exhale, lower your right hand down, look to your left fingers. Press down through the left hip. Inhale, lift the left fingers. Exhale, glide over to the right. Take an inhale here. Exhale, look down to the right. Left hand along the floor. Glide the hand along the floor in front of you for the entire exhale. Inhale, lift the head. Exhale, lower your shoulders. Inhale, arms out, up and overhead. Exhale to lower your left hand down. Look up to your right fingertips. Inhale, lift your right fingertips. Exhale, reach over towards the left. Remember, root your hip down. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, look down to the left hand. Lower your right hand down. Glide your right hand along the floor in front of you. Chin into your chest. Inhale to lift the head. Inhale, reach the arms out, up and overhead. Take this one more time. Exhale to lower the right hand down. Inhale, lift the left fingertips. Exhale, tilt over to the right. Take a deep breath here. Feel your lungs expand. Look down towards your right hand. Exhale, lower your left. Glide your hand along the floor. Chin into your chest. Inhale to lift. Exhale, shoulders down. Inhale, arms out, up and overhead. Exhale, lower the left hand down. Inhale, reach high through your right fingertips. Exhale, tilt over to the left. Keep rooting down through your right hip. Another deep breath in, feel the ribcage expand. Look down towards your left hand. Exhale, lower the right. Glide the hand along the front. Roll the chin up. Take an inhale, lift the head. Exhale, lower the shoulders. Moving forward into a tabletop pose. Now, if you have sensitive knees, you're joining us with a chair, take a seat in your chair, place your hands on your knees. For the rest of us, find a tabletop pose against the ground. I have sensitive knees, so I always like to add some padding. You do the same if that is similar for you. Point your toes back behind you, and I want you to open your knees just a little bit wider than your hips, and then walk your hands just a little bit past your shoulders. So we're taking a tabletop and just opening it up slightly. Bringing your navel in towards your spine. Feel the sensation of your hands slightly pressing forward, your knees slightly pressing back. Take a few breaths here, really breathing in and out, finding that sip of air at the top of the breath and the full emptiness down at the bottom. On your next exhale, slowly glide your hips over to the right, pressing into your fingertips. Press your hips back, and then roll your hips forward. Keep moving with this motion. If you're joining us in a chair, same mechanics. You're working with your spine, rolling your spine forward and back, using your hands against your knees as an anchor point. If you're against the floor, your anchor point are your knees and your fingertips. So working with the direction of your breath as if you're stirring the organs in your body into a sense of being awake, slowly and gradually. So again, when you think of stirring something, if you stir it too fast, you make a mess, everything goes everywhere. You don't want to feel disorganized this early in the morning. So let this stirring be focused. Know that you're starting to create something with this stirring. And let your breath come out however it needs to. Sighing is a really nice way to start waking up your vocal cords. So just let a few of those creep in. And then we'll start to take the opposite direction. Bringing your hips back, over to the side and forward. Letting the breath move you, letting the breath guide you. And again, thinking of this as stirring, so keeping focused. Letting no movement be superfluous here. And then the next time that your hips slowly move back, or your spine moves back in our chair. If you're against the floor, pause. Return back to that open tabletop. If you're joining us in a chair, press down through the spine, lift high through your head. If you're joining us against the floor, tuck your toes, lift your knees slightly, walk your feet up towards your hands, taking a forward fold. If you're joining us in a chair or you have any limited flexibility, take your forward fold with your hands against the seat of the chair. And then just move anything off of your mat. Make sure that you have a clear zone. Press down through your heels, slight bend of your knees, and just feel your torso drifting forward, rolling forward over the tops of your thighs. So it is a little early in the morning, so you may need to bend your knees a little bit more than you're used to. Practicing in the morning is a really excellent way of listening into your body. So you're working up to your regular mode of flexibility. So just be gentle, be a little slower here. Anytime you need to pedal something out, just listen, let that happen. Let this be a waking process, not a perfect practice. Take a deep breath in, and exhale, HA. Release a little bit more. Each vertebrae of the spine gently opens. We're using gravity to stretch the spine. Feel your heels rooting down through the floor beneath you. Take another deep breath in. And as you exhale, roll your weight slightly towards your toes. Let your head sink just a little bit deeper, either down towards your chair or down towards the floor. On your next breath in, press into the heels. Very, very slowly begin to lift the spine, rolling the body all the way up to stand, keeping the arms down. Open the palms towards the front of your mat and feel the shoulders descending down away from your ears. Feel into the four corners of the feet pressing down against the floor, slight bend of your knees, a lift to the top of your head. Keeping your gaze open but very soft and unfocused. Just observing the room in front of you and seeing the shapes and lines, just removing that your mind's need to locate exactly what it's looking at, even blurring your vision a little bit. As you press down through your heels, tilt your nose slightly high to the ceiling. This is going to open up our airways. As you breathe in, take a deep breath, find the bottom of your lungs, and then leading with your chin, on the exhale, slowly begin to pour the body down towards the floor. The arms loosen, your hands move either down towards your chair or down to the floor. Press into the heels, inhale, slowly rise back up, keeping the arms loose and heavy. Once the head lifts, tilt the nose high, take that sip of air at the top of your next inhale. Inflate the lungs. As you exhale, chin to the chest, begin to lower all the way back down. Bending through the knees, pouring the torso forward. Be present to the heels and inhale, slowly, slowly begin to rise. Shoulders sink into place, lifting the nose high. Again, find that final sip of air. On the exhale, chin into chest, again, pouring forward, either down to the floor, down to the chair. Find your version of the core. On the inhale, press into the heels. This time as your head lifts, your arms follow. Reach through your wingspan. Gather the breath in as you lift high through the crown of your head. And exhale, palms press, sliding the hands down into heart center. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Open the palms once more. Inhale, gather the breath as you lift high. Now this time, spin your palms forward. As you exhale, bend your knees slightly. Press down through your heels, and as if you were pressing the breath out, slowly glide your hands back behind you. Press into your heels. Inhale to lengthen the legs, reach your arms straight out through your shoulders. And exhale, open your palms. We'll take that a few more times. This is our standing sequence. Inhale, gather the breath in. Spin your palms forward. Sink your hips back. Exhale, press the breath out. You press into the heels, lengthen the legs. Inhale to reach your arms straight out from your shoulders. And exhale to open the arms. We'll do this 2 more times. Inhale, gather the breath. Exhale, lower the hips. Press the exhale out. Press into the heels. Inhale, lengthen the legs. Reach the arms forward. Exhale to open the hands. Inhale, gather the breath. Press the palms forward. Exhale, hips back. Press the air out. Inhale, lengthen the legs. Reach the arms forward. And exhale to open. Inhale, out, up and overhead. Exhale, this time descend all the way down, forward fold, hands either on your chair or down against the floor. Take a deep breath in, half lift. If you're against the floor, slide your hands onto your shins. If you're on the chair, press your hands right underneath your shoulders. So what we're aiming for is a long, even plane of the spine. If your hands are against your shins, press your hands into your shins, shins back into your hands. So feel that connected tension. Same deal for the chair. Press your hands down against the chair. Feel the chair reaching back up into your hands. Navel in towards your spine. Feel the tops of your thighs starting to light up here. Take another deep breath in. As you exhale, two options here. If you're joining us against the floor, flexibility is accessible. You're going to bring your hands down, press your left foot back behind you, taking a lunge. If we're working with our chair for flexibility today, keep your hands against the chair. Just step your left foot back, okay? If you're against the floor and you feel like the floor is a little bit too far away today, this is a great opportunity to use your blocks or any kind of pot that you have, just to give yourself a little bit more height, okay? So do any kind of mechanics that you need here, and then we're going to sink a little deeper into our lunge. So finding this space in your hips, heel toeing your right foot over to your right hand, leveraging your right hip back, left hip forward. As you feel your left heel pressing behind you, feel your spine all the way up to your skull, reaching high. And now feel this interconnected energy of this pose. So the back of your right heel reaching towards your left big toe, as if you could snap your legs together. Feel your torso slightly lifting, whether that's inner or external. Feeling that slight lift happening in the torso. Take a deep breath here. Now, if you're joining us on the floor, on your exhale, you're going to lower your left knee, bring your right knee back as well. So taking the tabletop pose. If knees are not happy with this pose, take this pose back in your chair. So just sit right back in your chair. We'll all sit back on our heels. If you're in the chair, hands to the knees. If you're against the floor, thumbs forward, fingers back. Roll your shoulders back. Send your heart high. As you breathe in, finding that lift, head lifts back, open the neck, open the throat. And as you exhale, come back to our tabletop pose. If you're against the chair, standing up, come back to your half lift. Pressing your toes against the ground if you're against the floor. Take an inhale, lift high through the heels. So downward facing against the floor. Pressing the hands down, lifting through the heels, grounding down through the heels as well. You're joining in the chair, finding the top of your chair, pressing your feet down, feeling your heart center, slowly melting down towards the tops of your thighs. So again, same mechanics, just different application. Take a deep breath in, and a deep breath out. Looking up towards your fingertips or to the top of your chair. Start to slowly walk your hands forward, taking a forward fold, your version. As you press into your heels, slowly begin to roll all the way up to stand. Once the head lifts, arms follow. Inhale to reach high, and then take that standing sequence. Exhale. Hips reach back. Slowly press the air out. Lengthen down through your heels. Inhale to reach your arms past your shoulders, and exhale to open up. Now taking your right foot and crossing that over your left. So if you're joining us and you are prenatal, just keep your hips open, keep your feet as they are. Same if there's any issues with flexibility or any stability. So if this is a little bit too wobbly for you, just keep your feet exactly as they are. For the rest of us, we're going to cross our right foot over our left. And for all of us, open our hands wide. On the inhale, reach the arms out, up and overhead. Taking your right hand, holding onto your left wrist. Press down through your big toes. And on the inhale, slowly pull the left wrist high and exhale over to the right. Just feel your breath coming in here. Again, we're returning back to this lengthening of the trunk. So feel the feet rooting down, feel your hands lifting high. Now as you exhale, step your left foot back or glide it along the floor. Open your arms out, taking a warrior two. So pressing your back heel down, right toes facing forward, pressing down through your right knee. Inhale to lift your arms high. Exhale, bending through the knee, sinking down into this warrior. Inhale to lengthen the front leg, reach the arms high. Exhale, bend back into the knee, sink the hips down. Inhale to reach the arms high. Exhale, sink back into the knee. Inhale, reach the arms high. Exhale, sink back into the knee. One more time. Inhale to reach high. Exhale, back into the knee. Now place your hands on your hips and then simply heel toe your left foot in towards your right. Just take your time. Feel your foot against your mat, against the floor, returning back to the standing pose at the top of your mat. Open your arms. Inhale, arms out, up and overhead. And exhale, heart center. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Gather the breath as you breathe in, reach the arms high overhead. Slight bend of the knees as you exhale, forward fold either against the chair or down against the floor. Inhale, half lift, your version against the chair or against the floor, pressing your hands against whatever is beneath them, the shin or the chair, and then feel that connected energy of the shin or the chair pressing back against your hands. Roll forward towards your toes, navel to the spine. Feel your thighs lighting up here. Take another deep breath in. As you exhale, either lower your hands to the floor, step your right foot back, or keeping your hands against the chair. Stepping your right foot back, again, your version here. Heel toe your left foot over towards your left hands. And then again, check in with yourself. Do you need to add some blocks or pots today? Do you need to add any kind of tool to help you find this pose a little bit more succinctly? Leveraging the left hip back, right hip forward. Feel your right heel reaching back, and then feel that long line all the way up the spinal cord, all the way out through the top of the head. And as you're breathing, can you feel that internal energy of the back of the left heel reaching for the front of your right toe? Can you feel that slight lift, whether that happens in your body or that just happens in your mind? Invite that in however it's coming through today. Take another deep breath in. If you're joining us against the floor, exhale both knees down, take that tabletop, or take this to your chair. Sitting back on our heels against the floor, thumbs forward, fingers back against the chair, hands on the knees. Roll the shoulders back. Take a deep breath in, press your heart high, lengthen through the front of the neck. Welcome that breath in, welcome the morning. As you exhale, if you're in the chair, slowly rise. Turn to face your chair. For the rest of us, press your feet against the floor. Inhale to lift, downward facing your version, either against the floor, lifting through the hips, rooting through the heels, or against the chair, hands at the top of the chair, feet under the hips, slight bend of the knees, feel the heart descending towards the top of the thighs. So whichever version you're in, we'll take a deep breath here, and an exhale. If you're against the floor, start to walk your feet up towards your hands, forward fold. If you're against the chair, same deal, forward fold, hands against the chair or against the floor. Press down through your heels. As you breathe in, slowly rise up to stand. Arms reach out, up and overhead. Take that standing sequence. Exhale, slowly press the hips back. Lower the arms. Root through the heels. Inhale to reach the hands forward. And exhale to open. Now again, if you crossed your feet last time, we're going to take our left foot over our right now. If you did not cross your feet last time, for either of the reasons I mentioned, just keep your feet right underneath your hips. Inhale to reach your arms out up and overhead. And now taking your left hand onto your right wrist, slowly begin to open towards the other side. So again, returning to this sense of opening, letting each breath incrementally open the trunk of the body. Keep rooting down through your feet. Take another deep breath here. As you exhale, slide your right foot back, toes pointing out, warrior two. Arms reaching away. Slight bend at the knee. On the next breath in, as you press and lengthen your front leg, reach your arms high. As you exhale, sinking down, feel the hips finding gravity. Inhale to reach high, and exhale to sink. And I'll just keep moving here. So this is not about alignment, this is just about movement. So feel the way that your body is moving. Feel the way that your breath is guiding your body here. Notice what's lighting up. See if you can breathe in and encourage those moments. We'll take this 2 more times. 1 more time. And lower your hands to your hips. Heel toe your right foot in to meet your left. Standing at the top of your mat, inhale to reach your arms out up and overhead. And exhale, hands heart center. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. And then looking down towards the floor, as carefully as you can, start to make your way down against the ground. And we're going to take a version of child's pose, and so this will be different for everybody. This is where your blanket will come in handy. For some of us, we need padding underneath our knees, so place that blanket right underneath and then open your knees wide. Some of us need a blanket on top of our hips. This just helps to not experience too much compression. So this could be really comfortable for some of us. Some of us can't get our hips down, so we need a little bit of height. So that's where this comes into place, right underneath your knees. So whichever body you are in, take the adjustment that works best for you. Sneak your hands forward, and then start to lower your chin, lower your forehead, lower your chest, all the way down towards the ground. And taking this moment for length, feeling your body moving back against the ground. And allowing each exhale to access gravity in the hips and through your heart center. Your next breath in, lifting your left hand over your right, and then slide your right hand parallel with your left. Press your left hip back, lower your forehead down. So third time that we've approached this lengthening of the trunk. Keep rooting the left hip back and find those incremental lengthening motions with your breath. And then lifting your right hand rather over your left. Bring your left hand back to center. Reposition through your hips. Lift your right hand over your left. And then left hand parallel to your right. Pressing your right hip back, reaching your fingertips forward. Then lower your forehead. Feel the sides of the body lengthening with the breath. And then lifting the head, left crosses over right, right's parallel to left, and walk the hands back towards your knees, sitting off to one side. And then taking your blanket or your towel, and we're going to roll that up once, so we're going to have a longer rectangle, and then one more time, so that we have a soft block. This is where you reach for your strap, for your tie, for your belt, anything that you have that is long and that is strap-like. So this is particularly important if you're joining us in your prenatal. So we are going to take a legs up the invisible wall here, and that's where our strap is going to come in. So where we're going to start is lying on our back with our knees pressed up to the ceiling. We're then going to lift our hips and place this blanket underneath so that your hips are a little bit higher than our shoulders. If you're joining us in your prenatal, it's just uncomfortable to lay right on your back. So this helps to have a little bit of a lift here. We're going to then take our strap, our belt, our tie, whatever you got, bend into your knees, and then loop this strap around your feet. To lift your feet high. Chin in towards your chest. And let this be very, very gentle. Feel the structure of the back of your head and your shoulders, rooting down through the floor. Feel the soles of your feet reaching high. As your breath moves in easily and slowly, feeling this gentle reversal of gravity. And then bringing your soles of the feet together, pressing the knees out, taking this floating butterfly pose as you feel the strap pressing the soles together, knees out for a moment, just feeling the blood in your legs, in your body, begin to normalize. Slowly releasing the strap, releasing your legs down, lifting your hips, and then lowering down to the ground. If you're joining us in your prenatal, taking this blanket in between your knees, resting over to one side. For the rest of us, taking this blanket and applying it however you'd like, behind the head, underneath the knees. Just taking a very restful pose. So in Shavasana, this is like our matriculation. This is where the practice is able to take root and get a little bit deeper. Letting yourself get really, 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 really comfortable here. As you breathe with your eyes closed, start to picture the darkness of the universe. The expanse of space, shooting outwards infinitely in all directions. Just feel into what that feels like to notice. Reaching infinitely outwards in all directions. And then slowly, before you can see it or feel it, you start to sense the presence of the sun. Just like a plant slowly leaning towards the rays, or an animal beginning to stir in its den. Take a deep breath in, so to feel this sensation of knowing that the sun is close, that the sun is nearby. Now start to picture the first rays of light moving through the galaxy, warming and illuminating everything it touches. And in this moment, you feel it land on you, on your body in this moment. With each breath, feel the warmth and illumination filling your body, filling your mind, filling this space. And with each breath in, as you feel the sun filling your body, filling your space, start to rock your head from side to side. From the tips of your fingers over the tips of your thumb, and slowly roll to one side. Pressing down, inhale to lift to a seated pose. Bring your hands to heart center. These next few breaths, feel like the sun filling your body, filling your space. And then bow forward to the practice, to each other, and to ourselves. Namaste. Have a great rest of your day, guys.